Hey everyone, welcome back. So today's a little different. We're ditching the research articles this time.
Oh,
Yeah, we're going deep on something a listener sent in some notes, actually, on a topic I think we can all relate to.
okay. I'm intrigued. Let's hear it.
All right, so the topic is childhood boredom and how to deal with it, as parents or, just adults around kids.
Oh, the dreaded I'm bored. I think every parent has been there. It's like a universal struggle, right?
Yeah.
Figuring out how to help kids navigate those moments.
Exactly. And going through these notes, it really gets you thinking about your own relationship with downtime too, like as adults.
Well, 100%. I think that's one of the unexpected benefits of becoming a parent, honestly.
Yeah.
It forces you to examine your own relationship with boredom.
So I've got to say, some of these tips are pretty creative. Like there's one about a boredom jar.
Oh, I love those. I've seen those on Pinterest.
Right. It feels very Pinterest worthy. But there's got to be some actual psychology behind it, don't you think?
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, on the surface, it's a fun activity, a little arts and crafts project.
Mm.
But the beauty of the boredom jar is how subtly it addresses decision fatigue. Have you ever noticed how kids can have a really hard time just picking something to do?
Oh, yeah. All the time.
Right, because they only have so much mental bandwidth, right?
Right.
Especially younger kids. So the boredom jar, with its pre-approved, parent-vetted activity options, it's genius. It empowers them to just pick something and go, instead of getting stuck in that loop of, I don't know what to do.
It's true. And I think, when kids don't have that structure, that's often when the whole screen time battle
Oh,
begins.
100%, which is another thing the listener mentioned. Limit screen time. Easier said than done, am I right?
Oh, tell me about it. Constant struggle.
But it's interesting if we think about the bigger picture here. The goal isn't about demonizing screens. It's really about equipping kids with the tools to cultivate a capacity for boredom.
That almost sounds like a contradiction.
It does, doesn't it? But
This idea of modeling hobbies. Like, I'm picturing parents everywhere suddenly feeling inspired to dust off their forgotten stamp
maybe,
collections.
or that bread baking phase that everyone went through a
Yeah.
couple of years ago.
Right? But, it's true. You hit on something important. Kids, they watch us constantly. They're like little sponges. So if they see us engrossed in a book, a woodworking project, even if we're just like tending to our plants, it sends a really powerful message. It says, hey, this is what it means to be engaged with the world outside of a screen.
Hmm. It's funny you should mention that. It makes me think about when I was a kid, my dad was really into gardening. Didn't always love weeding with him, to be honest, but seeing his passion for it, how he could spend hours out there, it was kind of contagious. Now I'm trying to get my kids into baking bread with me with, let's just say, mixed results. And that's just it, right? It's not about forcing our passions on them, but more about just demonstrating, modeling what it looks like to be curious about something, to have something that brings you joy and that you can return to even when it's challenging. And that's a process for them, A&D, for us.
It really is. So, where does this leave us? What have we learned today? It sounds like, if I'm hearing you correctly, we need to sort of reframe this whole idea of boredom, not as like this enemy to be vanquished, but as an opportunity for growth. And all those notes that our listeners sent in the boredom jar, the screen time limits, modeling hobbies, those aren't just quick fixes or band-aid solutions, are they? They're really about like building blocks, right?
Absolutely. It's about equipping kids and ourselves, let's be honest, with the tools to not just survive boredom, but to actually embrace it, to see it as this open door, like an invitation to tap into that innate curiosity that we all had as kids when the world just felt full of possibilities. And who knows what we might discover when we allow ourselves to be a little bored sometimes.
It could be amazing. Well, I think that's a great place to leave it for today. Thanks for diving into this with me. It's been enlightening.
My pleasure, as always.
And to our listeners, keep those notes coming. We love hearing from you. Until next time, happy exploring.